Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Donna Sports Show on podcast. I am brought to you by my great friends and sponsors, J.D. Muggs Still and Grill on Addison Road with 33 great beers and the home of the He-Man Burger and my favorite Chicken Caesar salad. Wow, that's great. You got to get in there. Auto Advantage on Lake Street, 885 Lake Street. Auto Advantage to get your car fixed. Them guys are terrific. They'll do anything on your car that you need. Brakes, shocks, struts, oil change for only $17.97. You got to go to Auto Advantage. How about Ozzy's, the world's best sub? You ever have a sub from Ozzy's, Johnny? He's shaking his head. Yeah, man, they got the Italian scrambler, they got Italian subs, they got American subs. You got to get in there. They're at Wolf and Grand. Ozzy's, the world's best sub. Go in there and see Ralph. He's the owner. A terrific guy. He'll take care of you. You know, you could do a lot of things in there, cash your checks and buy a beer if you want it. So that's Ozzy's, the world's best sub at Wolf and Grand. And the golf courses of the DuPage County Forest Preserve. Wow, what a place to play golf. They got 3 courses, Oak Meadows, Maple Meadows, and Green Meadows. I was out at Oak Meadows the other day. Hit some good shots, hit some bad shots. I was out with my buddy Eddie Scarambolo. He invited me out, and we played with 2 other guys. Let's see, who were they? They were Dennis and Joe. Yeah, two real good golfers. I hit some good shots, hit some bad shots, but it was awful early in the morning. Them guys tee off at 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to be up at 6, minimum of 6. And it's just a little early for me. I'm not a real early person. I never got up early, real early until I was in the Army. That was only 2 years. After that, I didn't have to get up at 5 like the farmers do. So a little early, I was a little stiff, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just more comfortable teeing off a little later. But thanks, Eddie, for that. To get me out there, a great course, Oak Meadows, and of course there's Maple Meadows, which is another good course. Primerica Investments, my nephew Mike Figuarelli. You want to make some money, you call Mike Figuarelli. The guy is great. He'll get you into some investments that'll pay you 6-7% on your money. You don't want to go much higher than that, then it might be too risky. But Mike can help you out along those lines. Wayne H. O'Brien, the H stands for houses. He's a real estate man and hockey. Wayne will give us a call. His Boston Bruins are finally made it into the final. Well, but Wayne, sorry, the Hawks are going to beat them. Wayne will be calling us. I can't remember why exactly he was at Boston. He'll tell me. I must have asked him 5 or 6 times. Wayne, what do you like the Boston Bruins for? And he'll tell us again. I don't think he wasn't born out there. He was born in Montgomery, Illinois. But he just left some reason. Well, I'll find out when he calls. And I want to tell you about some other folks, too. Not a sponsor, but they're called Basic Training in Scottsdale, Arizona. Debbie and Bill Crawford are the owners, and it's a rehab facility. It's called Basic Training. I'm telling you, it's a terrific place. You go in there, and they've got machines to rehab your back, your knees. One side is more rehab, the other side is more conditioning. 2 great people. Bill, of course, was elected into the National Fitness Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, and on his window he's got an emblem from the National Fitness Hall of Fame telling this he was elected into the Hall of Fame. A terrific guy, quite a sportsman, owns a ranch down there, quarter horses, and Bill and Debbie Crawford in Scottsdale, Arizona. We'll try to give them a call, and perhaps they can come on the air with us and fill us in exactly on how things are going down there in Scottsdale. We were there a couple of weeks ago. It was hot, I'm telling you, but that's Arizona. You just got to get used to it. Well, we'll talk a little bit about the Cubs, of course, the Sox, but the main thing is probably the Blackhawks. You know, the Stanley Cup Finals. All our callers will ask them what they think of who's going to win or what the score will be. We'll try to cover the Bears, tennis, golf, Notre Dame, Senior Olympics. We'll hopefully get a call from Tom Michael, Jack Ryan, Wayne O'Brien, NASCAR Jeff, Mike Sandrolini, John Figuarelli, and Ron Modis. All right, hey, folks, we'll be right back, so stay with us. It's going to be a great show. I'd like you to go over to Addison Advantage of Addison, a car care center. Why? Because they have a free inspection for your brakes, your exhaust, your struts, your shaft, ball joints, radiators, water pumps, timing belts, tires, wheel bearing. You realize there are that many things that would be done on a car?
Hey, that's all called preventive maintenance, right?
That's absolutely right. Yeah, it's absolutely right.
You can't be too safe.
Yeah, get in there but if you do need some things, there's a $20 bonus voucher for any service over $250, which that save you $20, and a $5 bonus voucher. I keep saying voucher. $5 off any service over $30. That'd be easy to do. An oil change would be that. You'd get $5 off. They're located at 885 Lake Street in Addison. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. On Saturday from 8 to 3, give Dominic or Leon a call at 630-543-1397. All right, that's Auto Advantage of Addison, Car Care Center. Great guys. They have best warranty around and the longest warranty around. Brakes $70 off on a brake job with a 4-wheel lifetime warranty. Can you imagine that? And a 1-year warranty on all labor that they do. All work comes with a warranty. So if you need your oil change, you need transmission, you need flush, or front end work, fuel pumps, whatever you could think of on your car, go over to Addison Advantage of Addison at 885 Lake Street in Addison. Call Dominic or Leon, 630-543-1397. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Well, my first guest is Tom, the big guy, Michael. Tommy and I were partners for, 10 years, was it? We'll ask Tommy how long it was that we had the Donna Sports and the big guy. Hello, Tom.
Hey, how are you, Don?
All right, guy. What were we, 10 years or 11 years?
Well, it was close to 10 years. You're right.
Yeah, okay. That was a great time there, Tommy. How you feeling? All right?
Hey, I'm doing well for an old guy. In fact, I had a big birthday yesterday.
72, huh?
Oh, I wish so. It's a double 7, though.
That lucky, 2 lucky 7. Hey, Tommy, growing up in Wisconsin up that way, I'm surprised. You're a great baseball man. You're a great football and basketball. But, I don't know, were you a big hockey guy in your younger years, Tom?
Not really. We didn't have hockey up there, Don. And, when you had... when it got to be Bobby Hall and all those guys, then it was kind of, you had an interest in it. And then, it just was one of those things. But, boy, today it's tremendous with the hockey.
Yeah, isn't it, though?
Unbelievable.
Almost every corner they're selling Blackhawk shirts and so on, which is great for the city, Oh,
it's terrific, and it'll be a tough game against Boston, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk to Wayne H. O'Brien. You know Wayne O'Brien, and
yes.
He knows the intricacies of, like, Boston, who all the players are and so on,
Well, he plays hockey, that's why.
Yeah, can you believe it? He's still playing hockey at, I think what did he say? He's almost 75, and he's still playing.
There's no boarding, though, probably.
No, you're right. It's no boarding, no checking. They kind of take it easy on each other, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Are you still playing basketball? Well, you were playing full court basketball up to.
Yeah, I haven't now. I'm just shooting around now every once in a while. I've been pretty busy, but it's been interesting. I remember. You're probably getting ready for the Senior Olympics or whatever they call it.
Yeah, you're right. Remember, are you going to try to join us this year? Shoot some free throws?
Yeah, let me know when the dates are. You always do, and it'd be interesting,
Yeah, at least because you got a gold medal, didn't you, last year?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was lucky.
Well, you sunk quite a few. What it is, folks, is you get 25 shots, a free throw. It's not a full court. It's just of 25, the most shots win. And I asked Tommy to get in it, and he's in my age. Well, no, I don't know. Well, yeah, you are in my age group. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, Tommy sunk about 18 or so.
But you did well in your you had several events that you entered, I understand.
Well, yeah, I get in a little running, Tom, and of course bowling, which I love, and golf. So there's quite a few things that a guy can do. As a senior, and what I like about it, Tom, is you're in age increments.
Yes.
I'm not playing golf against a guy 60 years old, or 55. It's
but you shoot a good game of golf, though, Don. You're very good at putting and not really long, but you keep it straight, and that's important.
Yeah, right. Stay out of trouble. Listen, how's is it Vince out in Texas? I meant to ask you that too. When they had that trouble out there in West Texas, is that near Vince's place out there?
No, that's Tom who's out there, but no, it was not near there.
Oh, okay.
And Vince, as a matter of fact, moved to California, and Vince is now running a global organization that saves things like Machu Picchu and all those things. So he's really, in fact, he was in Moscow the other day.
Whoa, is that right? Oh, my God. Good for him.
But all the kids are doing well, and I had my first grandson graduate from the University of Wisconsin, Claire's son, and he's going to go to medical school. And then two other, so we represent now Wisconsin, Purdue, and Minnesota, because the kids are going to those schools.
Wow, that's terrific, Tom. I know you've got the banners hanging up there. And you're...
I do have them. Of course, my kids went to 7 different universities, and I've got a banner for each one, including Marquette, where we went,
Yeah, and they're all terrific kids. Well, it's the Berquist, is it not, Tom?
Yes, you got a good memory. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I remember that. And I know she was involved in writing. Didn't she write a book or so?
Well, no, that was the daughter-in-law who wrote a book on crewel work, which was a sewing type thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right down.
Vince wrote a book on one of the historic people in Chicago, Byrne, who created a lot of different architectural things in Chicago, and he wrote that book. It'll be published, I think, in July.
Oh, wow. All right. It'll be available after...
Oh, yeah. I'll get you a copy.
Oh, will you? Okay. I'm looking forward to that. How's Laurie doing?
Very well. Right now we're lawn bowling, as you know. And it's a great sport, and it gets us out and keeps us kind of young, hopefully,
Oh, yeah. Now, do you have tournaments all over the country with lawn bowling?
They do all over the country. The ones that we participate in are the ones in Wisconsin and here.
Yeah.
The reason is because there's a lot in Florida and a lot in California and some in Phoenix.
And that's a ways to go just to be in a tournament,
Yeah. Especially, it is. But they're very good out west and in Florida, too. I mean, you're looking at some pretty sharp people, The interesting thing last year is I met with one of the Chinese girls in curling who won the bronze medal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know what I asked her? I said, what did you do before you started curling? Because their country's only been curling 8 years. She said, I was an ice skater. I said, well, how did you start curling? She said, the commissioner came up to me and said, you will curl.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that must be true, like in South Korea, Tom, where the women golfers,
Yes. And you know how they're not big people. They just really have that torque where they swing and it really goes, and they're starting at such a young age. When did you start golfing, Don?
Well, actually, I picked it up pretty early, Tom. Not 6 or 7, 8 years old. I was like in high school, 17, 18. But back then, Tom, as you well know, golfing was, I want to say, a minor thing. It wasn't something you did in high school.
Right.
I mean, you were macho. You had to go on the football team, right? You had to play baseball. I mean, to me, back then, when I think of it now, I should have gone out. I would have played at Oak Park Country Club forever.
Well, you know what? Yeah, a lot of those caddies get into that group where they get scholarships. What do they call that? I forget what they call that.
Well, the Chick Evans now?
Yeah, all those things. And they do well. A lot of them starting so young, it's really terrific.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But like I say, when I look back now or think back, I should have gone out for golf rather than football.
Absolutely. I mean, now I'd be watching you on the Open this week.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? And I often wonder, like you say, how a smaller person can just hit the ball so far, Tom.
And even the women.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe 115 pounds, and they can drive the ball 250 yards. I'm lucky if I hit it 200.
Well, 200 is pretty good.
Yeah, and but I've asked some pros, Tom, and they said like you adhered to. It's the torque. It's the not so much brute strength, but it's the clubhead speed that you generate by a proper turn or a proper swing, and it's not how hard you swing at it per se.
Right, and it's hitting that sweet spot on the golf club.
Yeah, and they practice doing that, countless hours, which you and I don't. I don't even practice. I just go play,
Right,
but
right.
That's how you get good.
Well, I'm going to get you out again this year in that same little tournament we had with River Grove. I'll get you out the same thing again.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Tom, that was one of the best. I'm not just saying it because you're on the air, but that was one of the best tournaments I had ever witnessed or involved in.
Wasn't the food great, too?
Yeah, I'm telling you, and who is it, Mrs. K or the mayor, Mary K, or no, not
Marilyn, yes.
Yeah,
Maryland.
Yeah, they're terrific people, and it's well worth it. I mean, it's just a wonderful tournament I'm looking forward to that. What's the date on that, Tom? Do you have it yet?
Not yet, but I will get it for you. It's always around the same time. I'll talk to the fellow tonight, to Bart Smith. You remember Bart? He was the announcer.
Right, that's right, and he was he's an attorney, is he not?
Yes, you're right. Boy, you got a good memory, golly.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Tommy. I still try to stay, in shape and sharp as I could be. But Tom, wait, I'm going to let you go in a minute. But before I do, give me a prediction on the Hawks. They're going to win it in 4 games. It's going to go to 7. What do you think?
I think it'll be either 6 or 7. Boston's pretty good. They're pretty big. They're pretty tough.
Okay.
And I'm hoping for San Antonio to beat the Heat. Oh,
yeah. How about that game last night? I am too, Tommy. I kind of like that team, little older guys, and they just play so well,
Unbelievable, and there's a lot more pushing than when we played,
Yeah, I know. All right, Tom. Hey, thanks an awful lot for the call, Tom.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm standing in a little shop here called the River Forest Chocolates. It's right across from St. Luke's on Lake Street.
Oh, sure.
And the quality of chocolate and the different things, I mean, it's unbelievable. So if anybody ever is in the area, just come by.
All right. We sure will, Tom. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye-bye now, Tom. All right, folks.
Hi, everybody. I'm here with Ralph Venturini from Ozzy's, the world's best subs, at Wolf and Grand in Melrose Park. Hi, Ralph. Ralph, tell the folks a little bit about the history of Ozzy's.
Well, I'll tell you what. It started in 1971. It was a little grocery store, and my father decided that it came up for sale, and he decided that he would take advantage and go ahead and buy this little business and take a whirl at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a tiny little 800 square foot space, and him and my mom ran it, and they learned it. And
all right, give me the ingredients of your great Italian subs.
Well, I'll tell you, the Italian has 3 kinds of meat. We put provolone cheese on it, Italian dressing, lettuce and tomatoes, and if you like, you can add pickles, onions, and peppers, and let me tell you, this sandwich is excellent.
Come on, folks, get out to Ozzy's at Wolf and Grand. Open 24 hours. Give them a call at 847-455-0845.
Y'all ready for this?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Well, on the line with me now is my good buddy, Wayne H. O'Brien. Remember I told you the H stands for houses, and hockey. And I don't know how long we've been talking hockey. I don't know if I've known Wayne how many years now, but let me find out. Maybe he remembers. And we finally got it. We finally got the Bruins against the Hawks, of course, and I don't know why he's a Bruin fan again. But anyway, hello, Wayne.
Just fine.
Wayne, listen, we've been friends for what, 6-7 years now? How long has it been? Huh?
A long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going back to WJJG, right? That we've been talking to each other and doing golfing and stuff. It's been quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was telling the folks, we finally got it, because you were always a Bruin fan. Of course, I am a Hawk fan, and, who's going to win, who's not going to win. They finally both made it to the Stanley Cup. And again now, I must ask you every time I talk to you, why are you a Boston Bruin fan? Give me that again. Because you weren't born in Boston, right?
No, it's a real long story, Don, actually, to explain it. Basically, when I started getting interested in hockey, watching it,
right.
It was the playoffs, and I think it was, I had watched games before.
Yeah.
When the Blues played the Bruins.
Okay.
In the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
In 1970.
Oh, okay.
The first time.
You were just a young guy then.
Yeah.
But you were born in Illinois. You're born in Montgomery, Illinois. How did you get... Well, go ahead.
Anyway, probably mainly because of Bobby Orr and the bad boys from Beantown.
Yeah, all right. So, okay, I get you. It wasn't that you had family out there or anything.
No.
Yeah, it's just from the exposure they got on TV and the papers and so on. Okay, I get it now. It's just like guys, my nephew, he loves the Raiders. I go, Pete, the Raiders, what do you have for the Raiders? Well, Uncle Don, they wear black and they were real good and blah, blah. You know what I mean? They get all that exposure, And as a kid, you're probably influenced by that, But, Wayne,
they had a lot of Irish players.
Yeah, right. Here's, you know what though? As I'm reading about the Bruins, Wayne, they've got the biggest man ever to play in the National. I didn't realize that.
Oh, Chara?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I don't know why I never noticed that before, but the guy is huge.
Well, there's some of them that are 6'5", around in there too. So he's only maybe 5 inches taller than the rest of the players.
Yeah, well, that's a lot, though. I mean, I imagine, the hockey guys aren't real big guys, but they're starting to get guys with more size in, I guess, for defense, And then I didn't realize how good their goalie is.
Either.
I mean, I don't follow the stats, you know what I mean, whatever. But now here, in the playoffs, he's been the best goalie. The least amount of goals scored against him. I didn't realize that for some reason.
Pittsburgh series.
Yeah, what is it? Tuukka Rask is his name. So, but I think it's going to be a tough series for the Hawks.
It's not going to be easy for either team.
Yeah. The advantage that I can see, I mean, is the Hawks got the home advantage, and the home court, home ice advantage. So probably usually if it goes down to the 7th game in any sport, Wayne, usually you got home court advantage, you know what I mean?
For over 50%, the home team wins.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that for me, us as Hawk fans got going. But yeah, I'm sure when they go to Boston, that Boston's going to win, out there, but unless they can, the Hawks can steal a game out there, but it's probably going to go to 7 games, but all the bars are happy for that.
Yeah, I also realized that Pittsburgh was second play. Boston Blackhawks were, first in the league.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh was second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in the conference, the Bruins were 5th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but
and they beat them with 2 shutouts. I got a lot of confidence there in the Bruins. But, and then the Blackhawks started out in first place and stayed in first place.
Yeah, well, it's not how you finish, or it's not how you start, right? It's how you finish.
Oh, this is true. And like I said before, that Stanley Cup playoffs is a lot different game than the regular season.
Yeah. The Hawks found that out against some of the teams they played. You know, they handled them pretty easy during the season, but then the playoffs, you know, they gave them a rough go. You know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, here's some of the predictions, and I'll get your prediction too, Wayne, and I'll let you go. Rick Tallender, he said the Hawks in 7 games. That's what Tallender said. And Rick Morrissey, writer, Hawks in 7. How do you like that? And Mark Lazarus, Hawks in 7. See what I mean? They figure, you know, it's going to go all that way, Wayne. You know, teams are so good that no one team is going to dominate, one or the other. And get the Adam Johns, writer, Hawks in 7. And here's one guy only, Mark Potash. He said the Hawks in 6. So that almost unanimous, you know, with all the writers around in Chicago anyway, predict it's just going to go to 7 games. It's just the way it is. So what is Wayne H. O'Brien's prediction?
My prediction is it'll go 7 games.
All right. And who's at the winning end? Who's going to prevail?
I really can't say because they're both playing phenomenal. They both got high scoring guys.
All right.
So it's just hard to say.
All right. So you don't want to be committed to any score or any one team.
Bruins win then. We want to be committed. I'm gonna be sitting on the couch with my jersey on and my stick in case they need some help.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to be a lot of fun for your family. You guys all like to play. Your little grandson plays hockey, and your son plays hockey too. So we wish you the best. All right, Wayne.
They're all Blackhawk fans too.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call, Wayne. We'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye now. All right, folks, we'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Don Figueroa of Don Sports talking about Wayne Houses O'Brien. For all your real estate needs, call Wayne Houses O'Brien. Yes, the H stands for houses. At 630-235-5880 or visit his website at flyingrealtor@yahoo.com. That's right. He's a pilot. He'll take a picture of your home from the sky. Whether you're buying or selling, call Wayne at 630-235-5880. He has residential, commercial, and investment properties. He is honest, hardworking, and friendly. Those are all the traits you want in a realtor. He loves hockey and he loves to fly. Again, call Wayne Houses O'Brien at 630-235-5880 or visit him on his website at flyingrealtor@yahoo.com.
On the line with me now is my great friend Jack Red Ryan. Hello, Jack.
Morning.
Good morning, buddy.
What a beautiful day, huh?
Yeah, well, they predict tornadoes and stuff. What the heck's going on, Jack? They predict bad weather coming in again. It's June 12th, for heaven's sake.
Well, if my memory serves me right, 1969 was somewhat like this. We had a real cold and chilly May, rainy, you know.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in
the reason I remember so well was the first year I was working outside on foot, you know.
Yeah. Well, all right. You know, Jack, working the city as a policeman as you were, with a lot of traffic, you did other things, but what comes to mind in sports in Chicago, you know, final games and so on, like was the city excited as they are, now with the Blackhawks and the Bears back? What your memory? What was like one of the most exciting time people talking about Chicago sports? Can you remember?
Without even getting to the talking part of it, when the Bears had the Super Bowl, they were in '86. After the '85 season.
Yeah.
That had such a effect on the population. There were like 3 or 4 people arrested for the whole 2 days of the weekend, and we had a busy spot. We had all the women also from the south side came through our lockup at 51st Street. It was like zero. I mean, it was like nothing. Everybody was into it, so it proves that there are certain good aspects, and there's nothing succeeds like success, obviously.
Yes. And then what advantage, too, of course, football and basketball is there's only one team, for Chicago. And that's why if the Cubs ever won the pennant, right, half of the city is saying, well, I don't like the Cubs. You know what I mean?
Well, what happened? Just look at 2005.
Yeah, right. When the Sox won, I mean, the whole city should have been ecstatic about it, but I'm sure there was still some I'm
sure there were.
Yeah, I don't like the Sox. I don't care about if they won. Come on now. It's represent. So in that aspect of it, you get 2 different sides, which is silly, really. I think, but that's just how people are.
Sure.
They get a favorite team and they pull. Like Wayne, he likes Boston. So he'll pull for that team.
He's from Minnesota and he lives here and he likes Boston. Go figure, huh?
I know. That's right. He likes the Vikings.
Yeah. Well, my son-in-law is from Maryland, right near D.C. originally.
Yeah.
And his big team is the Dallas Cowboys. So.
Yeah. How do you figure that? Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason, Jack, is they get the publicity, national publicity, and if
yes, they sure did.
Yeah, and so a kid maybe the Bears were in last place and
America's team and all that.
Yeah, right. So you naturally, I like that team. I'm going to pull for that team because they win all the time. But wait, I don't want to get off too far. Well, what happened to Colson, the quarterback for Notre Dame? They lost their starting quarterback. Did you follow that a little bit, Jack?
No, I haven't. I haven't followed it.
Yeah, because he got suspended for a year, and I don't know if he's kicked out of school or if he has to reschedule or himself. But
I don't know if he has to sit it out or he can leave. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, but they've got 2 or 3 guys to back up that are still pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so. That one kid used to come in all the time. He'd gotten into DUI trouble or something before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't think of his name now. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got an item for you, too, remember?
Pardon?
I have an item here yesterday sometimes.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the prep pages.
Yeah.
Catholic League has 5 for football, including Montini.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's the second. They're starting their 2nd century now. They're 100 years old. About 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had their banquet for 100th anniversary, and it was around the same time as the Fitness Hall of Fame.
Oh, I see.
Banquet was, and
okay.
It says here the Suburban Christian Conference is folding, and 5 are coming over. It will be Montini. I'm going to find the spot here.
Probably Bennett or something like that, or
no, wait a minute.
Bennett.
Aurora Christian.
Yeah. Okay.
And Merriman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're going to be. Well, they're going to be formed with the Catholic League then, right, in Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Catholic League, right?
Oh, okay.
Marion Central, Merriman, Montini, and what's the other one I just saw here?
Mm-hmm.
Aurora Christian, which sounds like it's not. It's Protestant, probably general Christian, but nonetheless they can compete.
Yeah.
They couldn't think ecumenically, right?
Well, that's
going to give the Catholic League a whole new division too.
That's going to be probably have 2 divisions and so on.
Well, they had 2 now. They have 3.
Now they're going to have 3. Whoa, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
with those teams, that'll be tough for Montini now, I think, because they've been state champs 6-7 years.
Well, it says here, including the new teams coming in, including state champions Montini 5A and Aurora Christian 3A.
Okay.
So it must have some fair programs, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. All right, Jack, listen, I need a prediction, though, for the Blackhawks. Are they going to win it in 7, or what is your thought on that?
I have a feeling that it will go to the limits. The way it seems like with the home team advantage, home field advantage, or home ice, though.
Yeah.
In this case.
All right.
I think it'll probably go the full distance.
I think.
And they will win it.
Yeah. All right. Good for you.
Just from a guy who doesn't follow hockey much, but.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a lot of people that do, a lot of people that don't, but more and more as as the Hawks get successful, people just
nothing. Hey, listen, remember all the women that became football fans with the '85 Bears?
Yeah, right. It's just that hockey is such a fast game that people you hear that they can't see the puck go into the net, a lot of times.
Yeah.
They say they really got to slow down the replay, and that's the only thing that they can improve on. How they would do that, I don't know. But I know how they could do it. Years ago, Jack, they had a blue light, like a blue laser, that followed the puck, and I don't see why they got
that long ago.
Yeah, and I don't see why they got rid of that.
I don't know, man. Those people didn't like it. I guess they, it was excellent way, as you said, of spotlighting right where it was.
Yeah, because that's one of the complaints I hear. They say, I didn't see the goal. I didn't see the score. In football, you see the guy catch the ball, you see the big football, but in hockey, sometimes you can't follow that puck. But maybe I'll write the league and tell them to bring back that blue laser shot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, one more item, just one more quick item.
Yeah, go ahead.
You made me think of it now when talking about hockey. Is I had an email on I think it's the 19th of August. ESPN is going to be taping a boxing show at the Cell.
You really?
Outdoor fighting. So.
Oh wow, that's a
first. Interested in boxing, So.
Yeah, that's a first, huh?
The tickets will be between $30 and $250. So, you want a couple of ringside? So you give me a couple of ringside tickets right now?
Yeah, give me a couple of ringside tickets, Jack, will you? Use your influence.
Oh, yeah, well, forget that.
All right, Jack, thanks an awful lot, buddy. We'll talk to you later, and we'll hear you on the Historian
Show next week.
All right. Thanks, Bye. Jack. Bye-bye now. All right, folks, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name's Tom Sims. I'm the owner of Foxbowl. We are Foxbowl Training Center and Pro Shop. We set ourselves apart because we emphasize instructions. We have a full-time bowling instructor, Greg Zika. We have instant replay, videotape each bowler. Another program that we have is our Youth Bowling, USA Bowling. It's an 8-week program, after-school type of thing. It's 8 weeks for $88 with instructions, and every child gets a free bowling ball, a $75 value. And thank you from Foxbowl.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. On the line with me now, hopefully for a few moments, because he's a busy guy, is Bill Crawford from Basic Training in Scottsdale, Arizona, a strength and training center. So let's see if Bill can just talk to me for a few minutes.
Hey, Don, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Bill. How you doing? I don't want to take you away from your clients, Bill, but could you give me a couple of minutes?
Sure, no problem.
All right, Bill. This is a podcast. It's and on your computer now. You and Debbie can in a day or so when it gets on at I'll give you that www.windycityhometown.com on your computer, and you'll hear this show and the interview, Bill. And I want to thank you and Debbie for showing us your wonderful facility there in Scottsdale, and tell the folks around the world listening exactly what Basic Training does, Bill.
Well, Don, it sure was great to see you, and I'll tell you, since you were here, it's warmed up a little bit. It's going to be 112 in Arizona today. So
I missed it, darn it.
Yeah, but at Basic Training in Scottsdale, we have a strength training and fitness facility. And half of the facility is a Med-X strength training facility where we have a complete line of Med-X weight resistance exercise equipment, which is the finest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside of that facility, I have a glassed-off room where I have a one-on-one facility where I do one-on-one training with my clients. And I go in about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I usually have about 12 to 14 trainings a day.
Wow.
And it's a studio where I have collected my very favorite of all the best equipment over a long period of time. And when people are in there training with me, it's real one-on-one. There's no other trainers or clients. It's eyeball to eyeball. So we get a lot done, a lot of value.
Okay. One side is more rehab, right, Bill, and the other side is more just strength training?
Yeah, we do a lot of rehab. We have the Med-X medical lumbar and cervical neck extension machines, and I've seen those work miracles, either post-op or post-injury procedures where we can really make a big difference in people's mobility and range of motion.
Oh, all right. Oh, and you trained the Eagle. Was it the Philadelphia Eagles you did? No, when I was there, what was that team? The whole.
Oh, up on the wall. I provided the fitness training facilities for the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, it was the Twins. Okay.
The year that they won the World Series. So part of my deal was I got a whole set of the autographed pictures, and I got tickets to the game and a nice letter from Tom Kelly. So we're real proud of that. And I've had a lot of stories over the 35 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah, and you were elected into the National Fitness Hall of Fame 2 years ago, was it, Bill?
I'm very proud of that honor. That's correct, though. 2 years ago, I was inducted into the National Fitness Hall of Fame, and that's a lifetime accolade with a lot of achievement. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, well, you deserve it, Bill. It's not bragging if you can do it, Bill, and I'm just going to read a few testimonials for you that the folks would like to hear. The late Arthur Jones, founder and inventor of Nautilus, okay? I have known William Crawford for more than 20 years. I have taught him all I have discovered and know on the subject of strength training for both good health and rehabilitation. Wow. And here's one from the Arizona Republic. Katie, mom, lost 137 pounds and has become an evangelist for Bill Crawford basic training in Scottsdale. Wow, explain that one a little bit.
Well,
Bill.
This is a gal that came in, and over a period of 2 years, she lost 175 pounds. And we actually ended up going back to New York, where we had an appearance on CNN and Fit Nation, and that was another fantastic moment in my career.
Oh, and here's another one, Bill. U.S. Navy Squadron 11, Nuclear Submarine Fleet Commander. Thank you, Bill, for your work in designing a fitness program for use on submarines. Wow. Your program will undoubtedly aid the crew to maintain their level of fitness on 6-month deployments. Wow, how was that, Bill?
That was another incredible moment in my career. I was approached by the Commodore of the fleet out in San Diego, and one of their issues was they have 6-month deployments, and on the Los Angeles class nuclear attack submarines, they don't have a lot of room to move around. They don't have any equipment, so they were losing muscle mass.
Oh, yeah.
So I designed an exercise program using rubber bands, you know, the resistance bands. They don't take up a lot of space, and you can actually put a 14 exercise program together, which we did, and they loved it, and they're still using it. And we developed an iPad and an iPhone app called Gym2Go, which is now all over the world. Not U.S., but Australia Men's Fitness Magazine. That was their favorite app. About a year ago. So we're real happy with the success of that program.
Well, yeah, congratulations for that, Bill. Bill, just to switch gears a little bit, okay? Up here in Chicago, of course, a big hockey town, and in your youth, of course, I'm sure you played baseball, football. You're a pretty good, stout guy, pretty husky guy. Did hockey ever cross your path at all, Bill, in your career?
You know, I grew up in the mountains of Colorado.
Okay.
Up in a little town called Ouray. It's not too far from Telluride. So I did a lot of skiing, a lot of downhill skiing. As a matter of fact, I was a downhill racer. That's how I got into all of this.
Okay.
I was never too good on the ice, but we tried it. You know, we had lakes and things like that, but we didn't have any organized hockey at that time. They do now, but I never did. I've trained some hockey players with the Coyotes down here.
Oh, okay.
But I've never played it, and I don't have any real experience in it.
Okay. But, of course, up here the excitement is the Hawks, you know.
Sure.
And I imagine...
Well, like anything else, if you're an athlete, you're going to be a much better athlete if you train and you do weight resistance exercise.
Okay. And I'm sure Debbie was a figure skater.
Debbie grew up on a horse ranch in North Dakota, and she was a cheerleader, a dancer. She does a lot of film work out in Los Angeles. She's a member of SAG and AFTRA.
Wow.
And does a lot of modeling. So she's got a lot of talents, too.
Well, you give her my best, will you?
I certainly
John
will.
And I. All right, Bill, I really appreciate it. I know you've got a busy schedule, and do me a favor and pull for the Blackhawks, will you?
Go Blackhawks. We're a big fan.
All right, thanks, Bill.
Okay, thanks for calling.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye-bye now. All right, that was Bill Crawford, of course, in Scottsdale, Arizona, basic training. What a terrific guy, terrific couple, actually. And if folks listening to the broadcasts around that Scottsdale area, get in to see Bill and Debbie at basic training. They're at 4390 North Miller Road, Suite C107 in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, and their phone number is 480-874-8008, and you won't regret it. All right, Johnny, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back, folks. Stay with us.
Ready for this.
Folks, if you get a chance, get over to J.D. Muggs Bar and Grill, located at 437 North Addison Road in Addison, Illinois. 33 different kinds of beer. Can you imagine that? It's the home of the He-Man burger, and baby, that is a He-Man burger. Wait till you see the size of that burger. Chicken Caesar salad, which is one of my favorites. It's a friendly atmosphere. There's karaoke on Wednesday night and a great DJ on Fridays. Call Dean at 630-833-2570.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. On the line with me now is John Figuarelli, the director of the National Fitness Hall of Fame, the founder of that fine organization. Hello, John.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, John.
Sports.
Yeah, all right, John. John, I just talked to a good friend of yours, and Bill Crawford, okay? And tell the folks a little bit of how he got inducted into the National Fitness Hall of Fame. What were his stats? Do you know? Can you remember that, Johnny?
No, I'd have to look at his bio. I know that he's been in the fitness for 35 years.
Okay.
He started under Arthur Jones, who was the inventor of Nautilus. People know the Nautilus equipment, and he trained under him.
Okay.
Got certified, and then started opening several gyms across the country, and then also did some speaking. The Navy, he did some seminars training our naval soldiers, and then eventually now he's got a place in Arizona of a nice training facility there in Scottsdale. So, you know, in fitness, you do a lot of different things. Over 35 years, he's definitely become to know nationwide and somewhat overseas, too.
Yeah, right. It was a nice interview, John. I thought I'd give him and Debbie a call, you know, and we had a great interview. So in a day or so, you'll have to listen to it on podcast on your computer. You know?
Right, sure.
Yeah, it'll be coming on. And, of course, I asked him a little bit, you know, up here now, you know, big hockey town right now, and I asked him if he got involved in hockey at all, you know, and he said not really back because he's was brought up in Colorado, I believe. And,
right.
Yeah, and at that time, hockey wasn't that big out there, but now it is. He said they've got rinks and so on. But you know, back when you're growing up, he was a skier though. He was a downhill skier
right.
out there. And
yeah, I think he was in like one of the mountain cities there in the Rocky Mountains somewhere outside of Denver or something. So, but yeah, you know, that environment. He led him too. He said a lot of times he went hiking, he did camping and stuff. A very outdoorsman person. So you know, you become. That's your lifestyle, you know. So you love to teach that because it's you know, good for your health and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what comes to mind, Don? Didn't you train when you were training downtown somewhere? You were with your friend. I can't think of his name right now, but didn't you rehab or train some hockey players, or am I thinking of something else? Down there at the university, wasn't it Illinois? Maybe it was. We went down there.
Yeah, back in the 90 to 93 seasons, the Chicago Blackhawks came through our training facility for preseason testing and workouts. That was the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Yeah.
They have a nice human performance lab, so we tested I know Chris Chelios and Jeremy Roenick, and Eddie Belfort. Those are some names back in the day, that came through to our facility there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was right about that. I thought it was you had trained or tested a couple of those guys. That was great. Of course, give me a prediction, Johnny. On the Hawks, is it going to go to 7 games? Have you kind of been following a little bit? I know you never played hockey that much, I don't think, when you were growing up. You were more of a baseball and tennis guy. But are you paying a little attention now that the Hawks have had so much success?
Oh, yeah, the Hawks are good. It's exciting. A lot of guys can score. And I predict the Hawks will win it in 5. The goalie is very solid, Corey Crawford, and now with so many scoring threats that I think they'll take it in 5.
Oh, all right. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, some of these writers and that predict it's going to go to 7 games, but yeah, maybe they will knock them off in 5 games.
All right.
Let's hope.
All right, guys, have a good show.
All right,
good to talk.
John,
okay.
Thanks for the call. Really
Take
appreciate
care.
it. All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, we'll be right back in a moment.
America is one of the largest financial services marketing organizations in the nation, with approximately 95,000 licensed independent representatives. Primerica is an industry leader in financial services. I'm Mike Figarelli, an independent representative and senior vice president in the Bensonville area, and the company's goal is to help ordinary families prepare for their financial futures. We've shown many local families how to do just that, and we are prepared to grow locally by providing people with financial solutions as well as a great business opportunity. As an independent representative with Primerica, you can build a business of your own, part-time or full-time. To learn more about the Primerica business opportunity, call me, Mike Figarelli, at 630-860-0033. Again, that's 630-860-0033.
Hi, everybody. The Donna Sports here. Hey, you guys, it's time to get out and golf. The DuPage County Forest Preserve courses are open. Maple Meadows at 272 Addison Road in Wooddale. It's a links-type course that is in great shape and no trees to hit. That's what a links-type course is, not many trees. Oak Meadows at 900 North Wooddale Road in Addison is a traditional course with trees, beautiful flowers, and not many sand traps. And the price is reasonable. And get this, it has the longest bar in DuPage County for the 19th hole. And Green Meadows on 63rd and Westmont, a shorter course that is in great shape also. All of these courses are waiting for you at reasonable prices. Call Oak Meadows at 630-595-0071 and make your tee time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Donna Sports here. I'm going to wrap it up with the Hawks, of course. And I've got a book here. Probably got it from either my wife or my buddy, the big guy, Michael. It's called Best Chicago Sports Arguments, 100 Questions from Diehard Fans and so on. All right. But of course, hockey, we're gonna Hawks are gonna win the Stanley Cup. And this article or this book, all right, it has the best ever of different sports, all right? Now, I'm going to read who they thought were the best Blackhawks ever, okay? And then we'll see when we get to the present guys, all right? The best goalie was Glenn Hall, okay? The best defenseman, Chris Chelios and Doug Wilson. That's what this book says. Now, you can agree or not or disagree. Of course, Tony Esposito right in there, too, for goalie, but that's what this book says. Centerman Stan Mikita. They say he was the best. So Of course, maybe one of the present-day guys will get in this book. The right wing was Mush March. Guy named Mush, M-U-S-A, Mush March. Boy, that's going way back with Mush, but they say he was a terrific right winger. And, of course, left wing, the great Bobby Hull. No argument that he was the best there, I don't think. But today's guys are terrific, too, and they may make it. Defense, you got Brent Seabrook. Scored the biggest goal of the playoffs and overtime game in Game 7 against the Red Wings. So you never know. Maybe Brent will be in the Hall of Fame at one time or another. Left wing is Patrick Sharp. Steady producer, overcame shoulder injury to be a force in the playoffs. And, of course, Jonathan Toews, consummate captain, also had an MVP buzz and is the finalist for the Selke Trophy. That's probably a MVP. There's a lot of trophies they give out in hockey, so we hope the Hawks make it in one of them. All right, I want to thank
Don.
Yeah.
Just
go ahead, Johnny.
Tell you that when you and I were with WJJG,
yes,
we had a sports show that we used to do on Thursday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the show now. It's been a few years, but he always wanted to go to do a remote broadcast at different locations, and I was at the United Center. And one year we went to the ice rink in Bensonville, and we were interviewing the Blackhawks.
Oh wow! All right.
And as I was sitting at the table doing the remote broadcasting, Dan Kane, or the player there.
Yeah, Kane, Patrick. Yeah.
Patrick Kane. He came and sat right alongside of me, right next to the table. There was a chair, and he sat down.
Is that right?
He started talking to me, and then about a year later or so, we went back there again and talked to the Blackhawks, and he came back up and he sat down. And he says, "Hi, John, how are you?"
Oh, is that right?
He talked to me as if I'd known him for forever.
Is that right? Well, was that Rory Spears guy?
No, that wasn't Rory. No, it was another program.
Oh, okay.
That we did there.
All right. Okay, we got a few minutes. Someone's calling in. Who is it? Hello, NASCAR Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Jeff, we just got a couple minutes, Jeff, because the show was running pretty good. You know, we had a lot of interviews, but I wanted to get your take on hockey now.
Go Blackhawks.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know is go Blackhawks. Blackhawks Nation.
How about yourself, Jeff? Did you play a little hockey when you in your younger years, or did you get involved with hockey at all? Or
No, because I grew up in the desert.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Arizona or California, right?
California.
Yeah. But they're playing hockey out there now, don't they? Got the Kings and a lot of teams out there.
Well, they actually had an ice rink. It just wasn't a big. All the high schools around here have them, and the colleges. We didn't have that out there. We only focused on the three things: football, basketball, and baseball. Everything else was kind of.
Well, you're right. Very, very minor. You're right.
Back in the dark ages, Don. They didn't have all the school sports that they do now, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you're right. And I often wonder, I should have gone out for golf, or I should have gone out for hockey or something, because you don't really need a lot of size in those sports, Well,
John was talking about, players, and I had a funny interview with a guy. Well, actually, a friend of mine out here has a restaurant, and he's good friends with Bobby Hull.
Oh, is that right?
Well, one night we were at this Christmas party, and I'm sitting there talking to this guy,
mm-hmm.
and he was asking me what my company name was, because my friend told him what I did, and so I was talking to him for a good half hour.
Uh-huh.
And then he comes up to me and goes, "You know who you're talking to?" And I said, "No." Because, you're not thinking, the last time I saw Bobby Hull was like in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, so you're not thinking that. It doesn't look like, So I said, he told me who it was, and crying out loud, and it was funny, I was like speechless.
Yeah, well, sure, he's like 50 pounds heavier,
Oh, yeah, but it was a great conversation, and every time after that, when he had a Christmas party we'd go to, and Bobby would be there. Now,
is that right?
Oh, yeah, but here's the problem now, though. Okay, the Hawks got famous, and so did he.
Mm-hmm.
So now his manager is charging per showing up. So, it's kind of sad, but even my friend Gary has to pay to have him show up because he's a popularity thing now.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, so that happens in NASCAR, does it not? Yeah, all them guys. I mean, Jimmy Johnson and them guys. I imagine they get paid for appearances, don't they?
Well, yeah, sponsor appearances, but I've never had a fan have to pay to go see him.
Yeah.
I've never in my life have ever had to pay to go see a race car driver, ever. Doesn't matter what kind it is, whether it's an IndyCar driver or a drag racer.
Yeah, but how about an autograph, Jeff?
No, I never paid for that. I've got tons of autographs. I've never paid for one.
Really? From a guy like, who am I thinking of with the hat and the feathers in the front?
You're talking about Richard Petty?
Yeah. How about Richard?
How many autographs I've got of him? At least a dozen. And
really?
Yeah, and I know Richard, not, as friends, but just acquaintances, because I've taken his driving school. I've been to where his shops are. You're talking, Richard Petty was probably kind of my idol when I was growing up.
Well, sure, yeah.
And so was Mario Andretti and Bobby Isaacs and Donnie Allison and a few other guys that aren't alive anymore. But every time I go to a function, these guys make it accessible to the fans, and the reason being is they get, the more you're open to people, with people,
and they don't.
The more you're going to you're going to buy your merchandise. You're going to buy.
Well, sure, and they don't charge for an autograph. I'll be darned. Well, that's right. There should be commended for that, in that industry.
It isn't just. It's the whole racing industry, Don. Big sports like football, basketball, and baseball and hockey. Part of the problem is. There's this need to get more even when you're not playing. Like, for instance, a Kerry Wood function or something. You have to pay to go to see them.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I think that's just totally unfair.
Yeah, it really is. I know I don't do it. I wouldn't pay for an autograph. But because the guy's already wealthy or whatever and successful, and you pull for him,
I've never had to pay for any autographs that I've gotten, and I've been fortunate because I've gotten some really good ones. Like I have Pappy Bowenton and I have Chuck Yeagers. Never had to pay for them. They were more than honored to give me, the thing, even though it was like 30 years ago. But
yeah, well,
anybody that's willing to give to sign a piece of paper or sign whatever for you, go out of their way to do it, to me, gets more respect than anybody you have to pay $10 to get, because I could go do that online.
Yeah, right, exactly right. Your sport, which is, auto racing and hockey, those guys are very accessible, and like you say, you don't have to pay for an autograph from. Although Bobby Hull now, well, I suppose, you get an agent, and then those guys get greedy, and what can he do? He's probably under contract, Jeff?
I don't know. It just seems to me that, the Hawks, as popular as they are, and every sport in Chicago, there is no place like Chicago when it comes to sport. I've lived in several different states, and this is the first place and only place that I know the fans are rabid, whether they're winning or losing, about their sports, and they're probably the most knowledgeable, too. Forget about New York. I think our fans here are more knowledgeable than the people in New York, but, it comes down to these people that make these big bucks. I really get kind of offended when somebody comes up to me and say, well, it's $10 to get an autograph.
Yeah, right. No
way. That's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. I know, Jeff, but that's the industry. That's how we are, and it's unfortunate. All right, hey, Jeff, I'll go with you a little longer next time, all right?
All right, well, got lots of racing coming up, and 4th of July when they come up, they'll have the big race at Daytona again and all that kind of stuff. So it's getting hot and heavy in some of this stuff, but it looks like Jimmy Johnson's walking away with the big prize. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he actually ends up taking a championship this year, because he's just basically walking away from anybody on this.
Yeah, good luck to him. All right, hey, Jeff, thanks an awful lot, buddy. Take care now. All right, folks, hey, thanks for listening to the show. I really appreciate that, that. And my callers, of course, Tom Big Guy Michael gave me a call. Big Jack Ryan, Wayne H. O'Brien, John Figuarelli from the National Fitness Hall of Fame, and Bill and Debbie Crawford down there in Scottsdale, Arizona, a Hall of Fame inductee. and a great couple. All right, folks, thanks for listening to the show. We'll talk to you next time. Take care now. All right, John.
You have been listening to the Don of Sports with Don Figurelli from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. The Don of Sports is directed by John DeVita, edited by Stephen Lehman, and engineered by James Rohde. This program was pre-recorded on Wednesday, June the 12th. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.